No dramatic entry today. You're welcome to day 2 of our December series on how to run your business profitably when times are tough. Well, I have a tendency to keep changing the topic, but I know you get the idea. That's what we're talking about this month because I am just trying to put some information out there that might help somebody save his business. Now, yesterday I spoke about having a sinking fund, and that is having some money you set aside for the rainy day, even in your business. I know that it's standard practice. Well, it's acceptable practice to save for yourself from the money you earn. It is also acceptable practice to save for your business. After all, your business has its own personality, is not a natural person, but is a person anyway. And so the things you do to safeguard your own future, you should do for your business. Now, today we're going straight ahead to another principle that would help you stay afloat when times are tough, when there's an economic downturn. And that is applying the Pareto Principle to the business that you do. So what is the Pareto Principle? I absolutely wish this were a class. I've taken this in some physical locations before, and at this point I would stop and let you answer me and tell me what the Pareto Principle is. But since this is a recorded session, I'll just go ahead to explain that the Pareto Principle says that 20% of your effort, of all your efforts, let's take your global efforts in your business as 100%. Only 20% of your activities, only 20% of what you do generates 80% of the results. Now, when resources are scarce, when there isn't so much flying around, what do you do? The very first thing you do is, like my friend Oyibola would say, focus on your focus. Now, this season, when things are tough economically, is a thinking season, is a creative season. It's not a season to do business as usual. It's a season to dedicate a good portion of your time to thinking creatively of ways to keep your business afloat. So when you're thinking creatively, the very first thing you need to be doing is examining your processes, examining the way you do business. When you examine the way you do business, you would find out that 80% of the money you make, 80% of the impact you have as a business comes from 20% of the things you do. Now, the key is find that 20%. Find that activity. Find that thing you do that brings you the money. And then hone in, focus. Naturally, if you increase the amount of time and energy and resources expended on the thing that brings you more results, you would definitely get better results than you were getting before. So if perchance the time you would have spent doing other things is spent on your core, you would get better results and make higher income from that thing you do. There's a standard example I use every time I'm talking about the Pareto Principle and its application to business. And that is the principle of my friend who changed her business model during the lockdown last year. Now, this friend of mine makes liquid soap, but she packages it in bottles and then labels it, brands it, and supplies it for sale. Now, what happened during the lockdown was that she realized she had just a little money and she needed to find out which part of what she does fetches her the most income. And she found out that the production of the liquid soap took the least in terms of investment, in terms of fund, but the packaging took some cost, the labeling took some cost, and then last year during the pandemic, everybody started washing hands. So what did she do? She started doing wholesale production of liquid soap. She was selling liquid soap, liquid content only. So you come with your vials, your containers, whatever it is you need to come with, and then you take it in bulk. So she started selling liquid soap to those who would repackage and sell. She started selling it to hospitals, she started selling it to hotels. That is one way to focus on the activity that gives her the greater margin. Of course, when she packages it, she can charge a little bit higher for it, maybe make a margin on the packaging and the soap itself. But then she would now have the responsibility of getting direct marketers to market the little bottles. Now, what she does is tell you she can supply you as much as 100 liters of liquid soap, 200 liters of liquid soap, depending on your need, reducing our overhead, reducing her own initial cost, but making her a higher margin. Now, this is a classic example of how you can examine all you do. Understand what is making you that profit. Understand where the strength of your brand lies. Focus on it and make more out of it. So tomorrow we'll go to something else, some other principles that you can apply to your business to help you tide through this kind of time. But first thing, think about your business. Find out the 20% that's going to get you the 80% results and then hit it. We'll continue from here tomorrow. Do take care. Bye.